All right, guys, welcome back to the Mesh. Today, I have a very special guest with a very special, awesome name. Today, I have Miss Cherry on the Mesh. Miss Cherry, guys, today's guest is so special to me. I grew up. She's like I told you guys before. I have many mothers. This is one of them. This is my more chill mom. I have Creedy, the black mom who thinks she's black. She's not black. This is my more calm, smiley, just like very cool vibe type of mom, low key mom. So today, can you please say hi, Miss Cherry? Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me, Wilson.
Thank you for joining. It's great to have you here. I invited her to be on this series because there's just a lot that she does a lot. She's a wonderful Christian, a wonderful mother, wonderful friend, wonderful mentor, and also she's a life coach. So that's on top of that, that's awesome. But let's just dive more into you. So you are a Christian counselor and a life coach helping people heal through trauma. That's awesome. You're CEO of the Boho table. Can you describe what that is to us?
The Boho table?
Yes.
Okay, so we work with homeless people or formerly homeless people. We go out on the streets, under bridges, into tent cities, into the shrubbery, and find people who are hurting, may not be connected to resources, hungry, need mental health care, physical care, whatever. We go find them and try to connect them with resources or get them into housing and build relationships so that we can just love
Wow.
on them.
Wow, that is awesome. So you have walked through with countless families through adoption, grief, and spiritual resilience. So how has that been? Like, how do you do that? How do you just do all of this and still walk through people, still be involved in so many people's life? How do you do that?
I don't know. I guess it's God. I just think that it's such a privilege to get to go through things with people. Like
Mhm.
it's a sacred space to adoption is so sacred and
Mhm.
I'm helping people overcome trauma, get healing that they wouldn't get otherwise. It's a privilege.
It is. That's awesome. Thank you for saying that, and I can attest to that because I seen you walk through a lot of stuff. Because okay. So how long have we known each other? Were you here for? Did my family know you before I got adopted or
I
after?
think
Like,
it
because I
was in
remember
the
knowing you at a very young
it's
age.
in the midst of it all.
In the mix of it all.
Yeah.
Wow, 12 years, 11 years. She has this nice, cool house. Like, I like her house. It's one of my favorite houses. And like, they're always in the process of restoring it. Every time we go back and visit, there's always something new. It's like this old, what kind of house is that? Can you please describe to what the house is?
It's kinda antebellum, it's three-story, like you'd see on a plantation. Like, it looks almost identical to the house in the movie The Notebook.
Wow. Okay, that makes sense. One day I would love to actually have a podcast in your house. I think that
Oh,
would
we
be
can look
really
at
cool to have that kind of setting because I love your background right now. Mine just looks like a little dorm room. So
we
I
can
love the
redo your
window and
back
all.
we'll get you
Okay,
some
you know
pic
what? Okay, you know what? That's right. Because my girlfriend is coming up tomorrow, and she just said she's gonna help me decorate. So I would love to get some ideas and make that happen. Okay, so a little life check on me, guys. I am still running. Fortunately, I'm training for that marathon that my dad signed me up without my permission. I think that's like parental abuse. Not gonna lie, but apparently, so far I ran into a little trouble last week. I was running. Actually, this is a funny story. Last week, me and my dad both went on a run. My dad had a 10 mile, I had an 8 mile. And I was just about to finish my 8 mile and I get a call from my dad. My dad said, "Can you come pick me up? I'm tired and stuff like that. Can you come pick me up? Because I think my mom was asleep." I said, "I bet I have like 95 meters left to go. I'm about to finish up my run." I hang up. I'm all excited. I had like my second win. I feel like I can run for 5 more miles. And then out of nowhere, I just catch myself going to the ground. My ankle locks up. I'm on
no.
the ground. I'm on the ground. And I called David, my friend. And I said, "You gotta come pick me up, and then we gotta go pick up my dad because my dad got like heat exhaustion." So we were both down for the count, and I've been actually retraining myself and my ankle because I've still run into some trouble. But that has been my week of exercise. What do you do? Like, do you exercise? What do you do for fun? I know you draw. I know you do a lot of arts product. What is your hobbies?
Not every day.
Oh yeah, you do. I'm not surprised. You do everything, so I'm not surprised. Because I'd be like, I know you do a lot, so I'm like, how do you fit it? How do you fit everything in your schedule?
So, I get up in the morning and I have quiet time, like I read, but then I have a rebounder, which is like the mini trampoline, and I'll do 30 minutes of cardio on that, and I have free weights, and they're pink, okay?
Oh, yeah,
And then I have this thing, it's called a dream butt machine,
a
and it's
dream, but
yes, I totally bought it because it made me laugh, but it's a squat machine,
it's
and
a
it's
squat machine.
it just makes you
Okay.
do That's the right way.
Okay, okay, I'm gonna have to check that out because I get like when I hate doing squats because my
Mhm.
back I don't have the same back that I used to have like 3 years ago when I was in high school pushing 500. But yeah, I might have to look at that because I still like doing the leg exercises. So thank you for saying that. Okay, guys, so we're about to enter to our first segment, the hot seat Q&A. Are you ready, Miss Cherry?
I'm ready.
Okay, number one, what's more chaotic, CPS paperwork or trying to pick a restaurant with your husband?
I don't have any trouble picking a restaurant with my husband. So definitely paperwork would be harder because we're both foodies.
Hmm.
So we just love food.
Oh
We
yeah, I
know,
know because I can attest to that because I'm y'all be cooking it up over there. I love the food y'all be cooking over the years. I had the
yeah,
opportunity to try them, so I can attest to that. She does love food and she cooks really well.
thank you.
So no trouble with finding restaurant, but the paperwork is so difficult. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's kind of difficult.
I believe you. I believe that. Okay. Do counselors ever get like counseling fatigue? Like, I can't fix nobody else today. Like, you just get tired. You know, I'm just chilling today.
In some ways, I guess this depends on how you're going about doing it. Okay.
Hmm.
So I don't try to fix anybody. I just try to help them find their resources to get the help that they need. I feel people's feelings, so I agree with them and all of that. But as you're the beauty of Christian counseling, as you are working with people, you also are inviting the Lord into it. So then you have that. So he's kind of carrying a burden for you. Even though you're carrying it and you're praying for people, it's not just on you. But I will say, when people know that you do that, they attack you everywhere they see you, like in public, at weddings. They're always like, I got 8 people you need to fix. Like, I just want to have a normal conversation with you people.
That is insane. Like, thank you for saying what you just said earlier, because like you're not there to fix anybody. You're giving them the tools to help them get better. I never thought about it like that. So that I'm glad that you said something like that. And with the second part, ever since I started this podcast, I've been getting people giving me ideas. Like, I walk out my dorm room. I say, "Oh, you should do a series about this. You should start a podcast about this. You should talk about this on your podcast." So I'm like, okay, you know what? Here's my number. Text me, set up a meeting, and we'll talk about it. So I do get that feeling right there. Okay, next one. In all
Okay.
honesty, how do you sit with so much grief without drowning in it? How do you
think
sit with that?
I think it would be the same thing as like what I said about we're not in it alone, right? We're in it
Mhm,
with God. But also, like growing up, I had a lot of trauma, like insane amount. It could have been a terrible TV show, you know what I mean? But
mhm.
so when you grow up in that much trauma, it makes you comfortable in really hard spaces. So you either going to sit there and become a drug addict, or you're going to be comfortable and you're going to start helping people. So being in the places and hearing the stories and all of that is not hard for me. That makes
You know my story. I'm an orphan, and I've been to, trial and tribulations for a big portion of my life, and I had to overcome that with another big portion of my life. So it's like, you know how you say like people just come up to you and just tell you things and tell you who to fix. Like I get that kind of feeling all the time too, because like when you've been through so much, like you've been through so much and you overcome it, you get this like I don't know why, but these people get this image of you where they could just share anything, whether you ask it or not. Like that's
yeah,
something I have always struggled with. Is like people just come up to me and confess crimes, federal crimes to me, just because I look like a safe place. So I'm like, I get people telling me stuff they should take to the grave with them just because I feel like a safe place. I think it's just I see this of you a lot because it's the energy you just give off that makes you, this is that energy and that calmness. It's just like, I feel like this is a person I could talk to. And so I know how I can relate on that standard. It's like, I didn't know this was like a blessing until like this day and age, until I got to this age. Cause I'm like, oh, people just feel like talking to me. Until I got into this podcast, I just see people just confessing and talking and being open with me. I'm like, okay, so I just bring that out of people. It's not just something that happens,
yeah.
you know?
It's a gift.
It's a gift, and I'm gonna cherish it and go. I'm still learning more about it because sometimes I do want to be in my room and just shut everything out, but
Yeah, you
it
know
is a
what?
gift.
On that note, I feel like people who have the gift require more rest.
Hmm.
Feel so much stuff in you. You're going through so much stuff with people.
Yeah, it's good. It's good for sure. If the Boho table had a theme song, what would it be?
Okay, Wilson, I thought about this. First, I was like, it should be something Jesus-y, right? Like,
Hmm.
I speak Jesus or whatever. But I'll be honest with you. Like, I go into some crazy places and people are
Hmm.
doing crazy stuff in there. and it just gets buck wild. So I was like, it might be Quincy Jones, Sanford and Son. Bum, bum, bum. It might be Sanford and Son. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna have to listen to that after that just because of the That's awesome. That makes sense. Okay,
So
that thank you for that.
yes.
That's awesome. Okay, this next one is hardest part about watching friends walk through adoption.
Well, all the suffering that comes along with it, like people don't realize how hard it is. Like, you start with the paperwork, but then it's excruciating. It feels like it takes forever. Are some people reading through casework and finding all these things out their kids have gone through? And that comes up over time too, stuff that kids suppress and it's coming out and you're watching people struggle and suffer and how hard it is. And there's the tools, people don't all have them. So then it's really something that is a big need to have more of that for people. So just watching people struggle.
No. Oh yeah. That yeah, as a person who's been in the process of adoption, there's a lot of struggle and there's a lot
Right.
that goes into it. And we're gonna dive more in that in the adoptology when I have you on, but it's just we're gonna touch that's awesome. Thank you for saying that. Okay. Okay. The following question to the previous one is what is a common misconception people have about adoption or helping the homeless?
Okay. Well, I can do both. I think adoption, it's both sided. So you either have people who think it's going to ruin your life, like how families come out of the woodworks
Yeah.
saying, or that it's just going to be easy street. Like, we're going to get this kid in here and it's going to be great. Like, they'll have everything they need. But then it's when people come into a safe place that the things that they've suppressed come out.
Yeah. I can attest to that. Yeah.
Yes. And so homelessness, people are ridiculous. Like, they say crazy stuff to me about their thoughts on homeless people. Like, I'm like, people that are homeless, they're not like third world country. They just have a lack of finances or they lost a job and ended up here. But people are like, one time I was asking for donations for to give out things to homeless, and on my list was journals. And this one lady came up to me and she's like, "These people read?" I'm like, "They're just like you." Like, they just something tragic happened that got him. Like, what do you think that these people are doing? Are
Hmm.
they all drunks or drug addicts or I don't know. I was like, people just fall on hard times or they had terrible family or they had terrible trauma and that's how they ended up here.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you for saying that. Cause like I didn't think of it like that, but I never assumed that they didn't know anything. But it's like that train of thought is like, okay, cause like I see homeless people a lot. I just don't think about what got them to that situation, what got them to the point where they are, or like their story, why they're so happy regardless of their circumstances. So I'm like, okay, that's something I'm gonna be thinking about a lot. I hope you guys who are watching this are thinking about that too. So thank you for saying that. Okay, so we're about to enter into our light game, this or that healing edition. Are you ready?
Okay.
Okay. Crying in Target versus crying in therapy.
Okay. Wilson. So I give therapy, so I should say that, but Target has chocolate and coffee. So maybe both. Let's have therapy at Target.
There is therapy okay, so sometimes I do go to Target just to walk around and
Yes.
see the new things and then walk out and I have a great day after that. So there is some therapy in Target. You know what? I'm gonna agree with that. I'm gonna agree with that one. It could be both. Okay. Next one. Adoption paperwork versus FAFSA forms. Which one you picking?
Adoption paperwork. Okay.
Not FAFSA? No, not FAFSA. Oh my god, I hate filling those out. I hate filling those out. Oh, and I always do it the last second, and they always get on my butt. But definitely, I've never done adoption paperwork except like put my thumbprint. That's the last thing I ever had to do. I think
But
they did
yeah.
my fingerprint or something when I was in Haiti, and maybe take a few pictures for a passport. But I honestly neither of those. Okay,
Yeah.
so this next one is supporting a friend with food versus with silence.
Well, I mean, silence is golden, but if you can give somebody something like lovely to eat, it's always healing. Over the table is always better, I feel like. It
Yeah,
opens things up, right?
yeah, food is I could be healed with food, honestly. So I do agree with that. Lollipop chicken, you already know. Like I'm good on food. You bring food. I'm having a terrible day. You bring some food to the table. We're good. We're golden. Hey, that's the best life ever right there. Okay, losing sleep for ministry versus losing sleep for toddlers.
Okay. So there's two ways you could go for losing sleep for ministry, which would be either helping people or people in ministry acting badly.
Mm.
So I would say that would be harder because at the end of it, with your toddler, you still have this tiny, cute human being like you get to hold and love and care for.
Okay. You know what? That's a good mind. That's a good way. I think I'm gonna go with toddlers. Ministry, I don't know. That's more my brother and my sister's calling is to go into that. But well, maybe more Caleb than anybody, but I think I'll go with toddlers because my sisters are more kids. We love kids. We love for my sisters are always babysitting and I'm always helping kids out. Like this summer I volunteered to help the football well actually everybody. We had this conditioning, all summer conditioning, and I volunteered in the morning to help train them and condition them. That was fun. I
That is,
always felt called to help kids growing up. So I love kids. So I'll go with the toddlers anytime.
yeah, because they hug you
Yeah, they hug back.
and they don't
And
know
sometimes they
better.
talk back.
Yeah, okay.
You don't know no better. It's okay though. Okay.
Okay.
Hard conversations face to face or versus over text.
Never over text, right? Hard conversation. That would be bad. And then people misread everything.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, it's
oh
bad.
my.
People be
I
picking up
learned.
with people on text. I'm like, what are
Oh,
y'all doing?
it's so bad. Oh my god. I will. Sadly, I'm unfortunately I have had to break it up over text, but like that's because the communication wasn't already there, and I'm like, and the only thing they would ever notice was the text. But I had to learn that the hard way because, like, your tone of voice doesn't transfer over text. So your tone, your energy, or anything behind that does not transfer over text. But as much emotions as sometimes the message is still not getting through. So yeah, face to face conversations are always the best way to go. Always, or sometimes I just do voice text. Like if I have something I gotta say and I have like a lot of pent up frustration or energy to say it, I just be like press that little microphone and then just literally do the voice text. I'm like, hey, and then it just sends my voice to them and everything, all the anger, everything, or happiness or joy, it sends it through. I love doing the voice text. That's my favorite thing to do.
It's funny. Listen, nobody ever thinks I'm mad. So I just always sound nice, even when I'm not being nice. Like, that's
Mhm.
so sweet. So it doesn't work for me. They gotta look at me.
Yeah, they gotta look at you, see that finger in their face. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna keep that in mind next time. Okay, we gotta enter into a bonus game, another game. Are you ready? This is one that's called Room in the Heart. Okay, so I'm gonna say a few things, rapid fire adoption, homeless room making scenarios. Like I'm gonna make a few scenarios, and you have to say whether you make room or set boundaries, and then you gotta explain why. Okay? Are you ready for your first scenario?
Yes.
A teen calls you at 2 a.m. needing to crash on your couch.
Boundaries. Definitely. I have 3 young ladies in my home.
Mm-hmm.
So it would definitely depend on who they are, why are they needing to come in the middle of the night,
Mm-hmm.
who the, character.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, number two. A mom you've su- a mother you've supported relapse and ask for money.
No, never give people money.
Good. Okay, I like that. I like to learn that, and I'm strict with that. We don't just give them out money no more. We don't do that. You don't know what they're gonna do with it. So
No, and there's a lot of resources for people, and if you wanna get them food or whatever, that's great, but giving them
yeah,
money, it can hurt them.
yeah. Okay. Next one. A friend asked you to support them adopting again, even though you're still grieving your own experiences.
Well, definite. Yeah, you do it. You support because that can be healing to you too.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool. I love that train of thought. Okay. Last one in this bonus game. A homeless person refuses food but asks for conversation.
I mean, that's why you're there, really. You wanna build a
Yeah.
relationship with people. I mean, and sometimes people say crazy stuff to you, but, you learn how to keep things going in the right direction.
Yeah. Okay. That is true because, like, because that's how you learn everything. That's how you learn and say, actually, you know how I said earlier, some people come up to me and just tell me about podcasts and stuff like that. I'm gonna run this by you because I was thinking about this because you work with a lot of people from all different ages. So I have this podcast. So this person suggested I started a podcast for called Before the Gray, and it's about bringing older people on the podcast and getting their story before they before they had the gray hair, before their life experiences. Like, like he said, like, you see that person over there walking with a cane? What was his story when he wasn't gray and walking on a cane? What was his life? I'm like, you're right. Like, I didn't think about it like that. So I'm like, Okay, a
Interesting.
conversation like that. So, like, what do you think about me creating a podcast like that?
I like it. So, interestingly, I just led a book study at my church. It was called Aging Faithfully.
Mhm.
And it's like how you continue to like share, cry, share, you know, the goodness that we have in our hearts, even as we're aging. But when I was in there, that's what you're hearing was all these people from before now, who they were before now, and then their transition to where they are now. So I think it would be very interesting just to hear like, who were you and what advice or what would you give away if you could?
I'm gonna have to consult you more with that on how to go about it because I really want to dive more to that idea. So thank you for saying that. Okay, we're gonna enter to our next segment. This one is discipline and minds and deep dives. This is like the hard questions right here. Are you ready? Making room for people in your heart when they don't stay.
Yeah, that's really, really hard. I think that's probably the hardest part of people fostering. Even for us, like I'm going out on the streets and it's a very vulnerable population, homeless people, because they have a lot of malnutrition, a lot of mental illness, so a lot of people I work with are going to die young or go to prison. And then you have other people that come in, they show up, they want to help, and they just disappear. And so I think that the thing that I've learned in all of this is just to steward what's in front of me and that I don't own anything. I don't own people. I don't, not even my family. It's we just steward what God is giving us in the moment. And when it's time for them to go or we release them, then we just let him care for them. But it's grievous to lose people.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that. I hope you guys really took in those words into your heart just because sometimes it is hard to let people go. It is hard to move on without them, especially when you're fighting so hard for them to stay. Sometimes letting them go is loving. Sometimes allowing the room for them to grow and explore other opportunities is love. So thank you for saying that. Okay. The next one is like another open floor question is the tension between hope and boundaries.
Yeah, that's hard because people have false hope all the time. If you don't heal, you keep putting hope and false things and you go in a circle, and you keep doing the same tragic mindset issues unless you stop and you're like, "Oh, okay, these things don't line up. Is this actually hope and the hope for healing? But am I doing the work to actually get there?" And you have to honor both equally so you can find that balance of the in between.
Okay, thank you for that. Okay, the next one is what have you learned watching dozens of adoption journeys unfold differently?
It's kind of a day by day journey for everybody. That I think that would be the learning process. And nothing ever looks the same. So you can never compare yourself to someone else or where they're at on what they're doing. And it's it's kind of like just enough light on your step for today, right? It's okay. This is my path. It's not my neighbor's path. It's not whoever's path who's adopted all these children. It's right where I'm at right now and trying to work through yours and not everybody else's story.
Yeah, it is hard to just separate yourself sometimes. Like I don't know how you do it as a life coach. You have your own personal feelings. You do a bunch of different things, then you're just watching everybody else's story unfolds, and not how to like you have to provide guidance, but you got to separate yourself, from what you
Right.
want and what you think. But like you said earlier, it's like you want to give them the tools. You don't want to fix or change anybody. You want to give them the full tools to discover themselves. So I do like that perspective. Thank you for saying that. Okay, so this last one is why is your nonprofit about person healing, like whole person healing, and not just like surface fixes? Like
And that,
you want this nonprofit to be healing of everything and not just the surface. Like why is that?
well, you want to reach the whole person. And usually, if you just go out and it's like a band aid, right? You're
Mhm.
not actually helping people. You're just getting them from through their day or whatever. Um, there's whole philosophies on it. But
Yeah.
to me, if you can get into loving people, mind, body, and spirit, it actually gives them a chance to heal. So taking the time, okay, you're going to meet the need. Then you're going to like try to get to know people. And the great thing about people on the streets is they are level 10 all the time. They're just going to tell you what's up. Here's
Mhm.
what happened to me. Here's all the details that you did not want to know. And like, here's what I need. And a lot of times there's people to meet those needs. There's all kind of organizations, but they don't know it. So when you want to heal the whole person, it's trying to navigate each and everything that they have going on inside of them. They actually can change their lives, not just make it another day.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Guys, like, listen to these words. This is free life coaching right now. Like, come on. Okay, so we're gonna wrap up right here. We're gonna ask you this one last thing. It's not really a question, just something you want to give to the audience. But yeah, one truth you want people to hold about grief, adoption, and healing.
Okay, all three. I have a favorite quote by Robert Frost. And most people, mindset coaches, most everybody quotes the first part of the quote and leaves out the end. And I think the end is the most important. But it says that the way out is through. That's the first
Hmm.
part. And, everybody uses that as like Rocky Balboa, like you're going to go through it. But the second part of the quote is the only way through is together.
Hmm.
And so it's really like when you're going through stuff and you're in grief, you're in adoption, you're in whatever, it's being in community and really learning to receive from people what you need and asking.
Yeah. Okay. That's awesome. Thank you for that. Thank you so much for that. Okay, guys, we're gonna wrap up right here. Miss Cherry, would you like to plug the Boho table and tell people where they can support?
Yes, so we're the bohotable.org. You can go on there, get involved, volunteer, go out on the streets all the time. We're out in the tiny home visit village in Austin. We volunteer all over the place. So welcome to go with us and or donate. I'm happy to take your money out and love love people with it. And also you can book an appointment with me on there, stephcherry.com.
Wow. Okay. That's awesome. Guys, check the Boho table out. I will be helping boost that channel because these clips are gonna coming out and I'll make sure to tag you and whatever you want me to tag so you can get the most out of this you can, okay?
Thank you, Wilson. It's so
Yeah.
much fun being with you.
Thank you. Okay. Guys, thank you for watching the mesh. Miss Cherry, would you like to say bye to the mesh?
Bye to the mesh.
Bye.
Thanks for having